Today we are going to reflect on one of the most cherished passages in the Bible, Psalm 23. This psalm, written by King David, is a beautiful expression of trust and devotion. David, once a shepherd boy, now a king, had seen both the heights of triumph and the depths of despair. And yet, throughout his life, he was able to declare with confidence that the Lord was his shepherd. 1. The shepherd's provision. David begins Psalm 23 with a profound declaration: "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." In these simple words, David expresses complete dependence on God. As a shepherd himself, David knew that the shepherd's role was to guide, protect, and provide for the sheep. And just as a shepherd leads his flock to green pastures and still waters, David recognized that God does the same for him. Think about that for a moment. We live in a world that constantly tells us to strive for more, to chase after what we don't have. Yet David says, "I shall not want." Why? Because when God is our shepherd, we lack nothing. He knows our needs, both physical and spiritual, and He provides for us. Do we trust in God's provision in our own lives, the way David trusted? 2. The shepherd's presence. David's devotion becomes even more evident in the next verse when he writes, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." David acknowledges that life is not without its trials. In fact, he describes walking through the valley of death's shadow, a place of fear, pain, and uncertainty. Yet despite these dark moments, David declares that he will not fear. Why? Because he knows that God is with him. In times of crisis or hardship, we often find ourselves paralyzed by fear. But David teaches us that God's presence is the antidote to fear. His presence brings peace that surpasses understanding. No matter how dark the valley may seem, God's light shines through, guiding us, comforting us, and assuring us that we are not alone. 3. The shepherd's protection and blessing. David continues, saying, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." In the midst of opposition, in the presence of those who wish him harm, God still blesses David. God's protection is not just